Imagine a family game of musical chairs where the music never stops and everyone is eyeing the biggest chair, the throne. Welcome to the British royal family. Now let's talk about Prince William, who seems to be dancing a little too close to that coveted chair. Recently, William has been quite busy, and not just with the usual royal duties. He's been giving interviews, launching social initiatives, and sharing his vision for a modern monarchy. He talks about the need to address homelessness, the urgency of climate action, and the importance of preparing Prince George for kingship. It's a whole new PR makeover, designed to present him as fresh, relatable, and forward-thinking. But behind the shiny exterior, there's a question that niggles. Why is William acting like he's next in line for the throne? After all, his father, King Charles, is still very much alive and not showing any signs of stepping down. It's almost as if William is already preparing for the day he ascends the throne. But why the rush? Is there a sense of urgency we're not privy to, or is this merely strategic positioning? His actions have sparked intrigue and speculation. Some admire his proactive stance, seeing it as a sign of his readiness to rule. Others, however, view it with suspicion, interpreting it as a calculated move to shape public perception and secure his place as the future king. His so-called modern approach to monarchy is causing quite a stir. Some find it refreshing, a breath of fresh air in an institution often seen as outdated. Others, however, are sceptical, questioning the sincerity behind his words and actions. But the million-dollar question is, why the rush? After all, King Charles is still very much alive and kicking. Could it be that William is just overly eager, or is there more to this story than meets the eye? As they say, the plot thickens. As for us, we're just here watching the royal game of musical chairs play out, wondering who will be left standing when the music finally stops. Now, let's peel back the royal veneer and expose the man behind the prince. Prince William, the Duke of Cambridge, the man who's been groomed to ascend the throne since birth. But beneath the pomp and ceremony lies a truth that is increasingly hard to ignore. The public, it seems, is not ready to accept William as their future king. Why, you ask? The answer lies in the very heart of the British media, the same media that once hailed William as the golden boy of the monarchy, the same media that once favoured him over his younger brother, Harry. But the winds of favouritism are fickle and change is in the air. Even the media, once his staunchest ally, are now expressing concerns about his potential reign. Consider this. Liz Jones, a prominent voice in the Daily Mail, recently penned an article with a headline that reads, "Charles, we need you to be okay so that we're okay. We're not ready for William yet." This headline, this desperate plea, speaks volumes. It's not just a sentiment echoed by a few disgruntled royal watchers. It's a reflection of a growing public distrust towards William. It's a testament to the fact that the people, and even the media, are wary of the prospect of his reign. The media, it seems, are now subtly painting a picture of William as unready and unstable, as if they are awakening to the fact that they may have helped create a monarch they're not prepared to support, a man who may wear the crown, but may not bear the weight of responsibility with the grace, wisdom, and compassion the role requires. The fear is palpable, the headlines are desperate, the people are not ready for William. As the future of the monarchy hangs in the balance, the question remains, is William the prince they need, or the king they fear? Let's dive deeper into the man who could be king. The Prince William we see in public is a carefully crafted image, a veneer of calm and wisdom. Yet, behind the palace walls, a different persona emerges. William has been known to exhibit a short temper, a trait that has been observed by those who've worked closely with him. This is not a characteristic befitting a future monarch, who should be patient and level-headed in the face of adversity. His outbursts, including the infamous tiff with his brother Harry in front of their grandmother, speaks volumes about his temperament. Then there's the arrogance. A sense of entitlement is often associated with royalty, but even within those circles, William's attitude stands out. He is seen as someone who expects obedience without question, a leader who demands loyalty without earning it. Such behaviour might be excused if it were balanced by a sense of duty or humility, but William's actions suggest a deep-seated sense of entitlement. He's been accused of leaking stories about Harry and Meghan to the press, while maintaining a cordial public facade. This kind of duplicity does not inspire trust or admiration. And let's not forget his lack of empathy. At a time when his sister-in-law Meghan was facing relentless media scrutiny and racial harassment, William remained silent. This indifference to a family member's suffering not only shows a lack of compassion but also raises questions about his ability to empathize with his subjects. These traits, the short temper, the arrogance, the entitlement, they're not just personal failings. They are indicators of his suitability, or rather unsuitability, to wear the crown. Leadership requires more than just a royal bloodline. It requires humility, patience, empathy, and above all, a sense of responsibility, traits that William seems to lack. The crown may fit, but the shoes of responsibility, not so much. Now, let's talk about William's sudden promises of social change. Isn't it curious how these initiatives have emerged so conveniently for our future king? It seems William has discovered a newfound passion for social issues, homelessness, climate action, preparing the future generation for leadership. But one can't help but wonder, is this genuine concern or a carefully orchestrated public relations exercise? Let's consider the timing. It's all happening when the monarchy is under immense scrutiny and public trust is wavering. This flurry of activity from William feels less like a heartfelt drive for change and more like a desperate attempt to rebrand and regain public favour. And while we're on the subject of timing, let's not forget how absent William was during a crucial moment in royal history. Where was this champion of social justice when his sister-in-law Meghan was under siege by the press? Meghan, a woman of colour, was subjected to relentless and often racially charged media attacks. The harassment was so severe that it drove her and Prince Harry to step back from their royal duties and leave the country. Yet, throughout this ordeal, William was noticeably silent. His lack of support was deafening. So, where was this enlightened prince then? Where was this advocate for fairness and decency? It seems his commitment to social change is selective, conveniently surfacing when it suits his public image. Let's not be fooled by this sudden wave of progressive talk. It's easy to make promises, to say the right things when the spotlight is on you. But true leadership is about action. It's about stepping up when it's not convenient, when it's not easy. It's about standing up for what's right, even when it's your own family involved. That's why these recent initiatives from William feel more like a PR exercise than a genuine commitment to positive change, because as we've seen, when it really mattered, he was nowhere to be found. Promises are a dime a dozen, but actions speak louder than words. So, is Prince William ready to be king? Let's take a moment to consider this. Prince William, the man who has been groomed for the throne his entire life. The man who has been thrust into the limelight. The man who has been given the best education, the best opportunities, and the best advisors. Is he ready to take on the mantle of king? Well, if you ask the public, the response might surprise you. There's an undercurrent of skepticism, a sense of unease. People are questioning whether William has what it takes to rule. He has the title, the pedigree, the lineage, but does he have the heart? The wisdom, the humility? The media, too, is starting to question William's readiness. The same media that has spent years building him up, creating a narrative of a future king who is modern, relatable, and ready for the challenges of the 21st century. But now they're beginning to wonder if they've created a mirage. A king who looks the part but lacks the substance. And let's not forget the elephant in the room, the monarchy itself. An institution that has been rocked by scandal, that is struggling to remain relevant in a world that values equality, transparency, and accountability. Can William lead this institution into a new era? Or will he be another monarch, clinging to the vestiges of a bygone era? The throne may be calling, but is Prince William truly ready to answer? Is he ready to take on the immense responsibility that comes with being king? Is he ready to lead, to serve, to make tough decisions? Is he ready to be a king for all people, not just those who fit into the traditional mould of monarchy? These are questions only time will answer. But one thing is clear. The monarchy is at a crossroads, and for it to survive, it needs more than just a new king. It needs a complete overhaul. It needs a monarch who is not just ready to rule, but ready to change. The throne may be calling, but is Prince William truly ready to answer?